So I turn and I look down the hallway outside the room as a close family friend is walking towards me. And as they approach, I follow them with my eyes as they're coming closer and closer. And then they walk right through me. And it occurs to me that I'm not in the body laying in that bed. I've already left that body.
Welcome to the Angels and Awakening podcast, where we connect you with your angels, loved ones, and soul self. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancis. My journey began when I started hearing my late father before I knew he'd passed. Through my readings, membership, and Angel Reiki School, I help you awaken, heal, and master your unique spiritual gifts. If you feel called to work with me, it's your angels guiding you to discover your soul's highest purpose. Details at theangelmedium.com. Thank you, Earth Angels, for the 5-star reviews. You're entered into a drawing to win a free session. Now, let's see what messages your angels have for you today. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancis. And friends, today we've got Leslie here. She's got some angel stories to share. Leslie, I'm going to have you take it away and share your stories, and welcome to the show.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. So here's my story. My father had passed away a year and a half ago. And prior to my father's passing, he used to joke about the afterlife. And he wasn't convinced there was one. So I used to always tell him, as soon as you get there, you make sure you send me lots of signs to let me know that I was right. And we would laugh about that. But the passing of my father was extremely difficult, to say the least. And he was a man of pure love and full of humor. And after I recovered from the initial shock of his passing, many more months of intense grieving, really, I started to reach out to him and I wanted to know, what was his transition like? Was there an afterlife? Was he in pain or uncomfortable? I was out of town when he ended up falling unconscious. And so when he passed, I always wondered, did he know I was there? And I was just always curious about that. So I'd ask him over and over for him to send me some signs. So one night in my dream, this is what I received from him. I'm standing in the doorway in my mother's house, looking into the primary bedroom with my back against the hallway. And I was watching two of my friends around a bed, and I'm realizing they're fussing around me. I hear them fussing back and forth. Do you think she's okay? You think she's comfortable? And I'm watching this, wondering why they are fussing over me with so much worry. And I'm feeling great. I'm actually in perfect health. So I turn and I look down the hallway outside the room as a close family friend is walking towards me. And as they approach, I follow them with my eyes as they're coming closer and closer. And then they walk right through me. And it occurs to me that I'm not in the body laying in that bed. I've already left that body. And I have no fear, no anxiety. It's just a realization. And as that enters my mind, I start to levitate up into a prone position, and I'm looking downward. As I'm rising, I see my body still lying on the bed, and my friends are around my body. And my last thought is, I hope they're going to be okay, and I hope they will remember me with fondness. But I'm not sad as I'm saying this. So I awaken from this dream, and I'm startled and I'm disoriented, and I'm convinced that I really did pass. I feel in every fiber of my bone. I mean, I start to reach for my pillow and my phone and the light switch, and I'm wondering, where am I? I must be in heaven. I mean, I really feel like, what am I doing here? And as my light is switched on, I realize that I'm still in my bed in my earthly home, and it suddenly occurs to me I didn't pass, and a flood of thoughts and memories are just pouring over me. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm saying this because I feel my dad's presence. And as I do this, I realize that was my dad's experience as he passed. He floods my mind. I mean, it's like pouring down on me with images and feelings and thoughts. But this time I'm wide awake and I'm seeing everything from his eyes. And I'm shown this scenario again. He's watching his daughters around him as he's lying in the bed. And we're worried about him. Is he in pain? Is he suffering? And my mother's standing back off to the left side watching all of this. I did not know that that's where she actually was when all this was happening until my sister had confirmed this, after I shared this dream with her. Okay. So as we're fussing around him, my father's saying, I'm good. In fact, no need to worry about me. He turns and he sees the family friend walking towards the door, and she doesn't stop but continues to walk through him. And he's thinking, oh, I've left my body. Okay. He has no fear. There's no sadness. And he starts to levitate up into a prone position, looking down upon the scene as he's rising. And his last thoughts were, I hope they'll be okay, and I hope they think I did a good job. Weeks later, after this experience, I mean, I just he gave me such a gift. It was so amazing because it was just so unbelievable. But weeks later, after this experience, I started to ask him, show me what your transition into heaven was. Okay, you showed me what your passing was, but I really want to know, what was the transition into heaven? And I would joke and tell him, okay, I know I'm being greedy. You showed me your passing, but I want to know, what was the passing like into heaven? So several weeks after this request from him, this happens. In my dream, I start to levitate up off the bed, slowly transitioning from a lying down position into an upright position. As I'm floating upward, in front of me, I see a little boy running towards Jesus. And the little boy grabs Jesus's hand, and they're both smiling, and they're joyously walking hand in hand together away from me. They're walking towards a different dimension. It was just pure love and light. The little boy is looking up at Jesus, and Jesus is looking down at him with so much love. There's no words to explain it. And I woke up from the dream, and again, he flooded me with all of his emotions and his thoughts from my father. My dad was telling me the transition is like you've been away from home, away as a child, away from the most loving, supportive family, and you are finally rejoining them. There's so much excitement and love and joy. It overshadows anything you've just left behind. And there's no need to grieve for the loved ones you've just left, because you have full understanding of why you were there and why they're still there, and that you'll be together again soon. So that's my story.
Exciting news, friends! Our all new membership kicks off January 1st, and I couldn't be more thrilled to invite you to join us. This year, we've simplified everything with 12 powerful courses designed to help you connect with your angels, take control of your destiny, and use your intuitive gifts to transform your entire personal world, your relationship, professional successes, your healing journey. Plus, you'll get live weekly calls with me for hands on guidance and support. Bonus for members, my January course, Manifest Miracles with Aligned Co Creation, is free for you. Perfect for starting off 2025 with aligned miracles. Non members can grab one of the limited paid spots. And for those looking to start their own healing business, join the Angel Reiki School in person this April, or start your journey online January 1st. You're going to learn mediumship, how to be an angel messenger, and energy healing all at once. And as a gift to everyone who listens to this podcast, on December 30th at 7 p.m. Central Time, I'm holding a free healing for you to clear out all of the energy from 2024 and really clear out what's not serving you. And then again on January 1st at noon Central Time, I'm hosting a free 2-hour workshop where you're going to learn how to invite miracles into your 2025 and make this your best year yet. If you're ready to step into a miraculous 2025, sign up for all of this and more at theangelmedium.com/events. That's theangelmedium.com/events. Or email me at julie@theangelmedium.com for more information. I can't wait to spend all of 2025 with you in the Angel membership. Love you, friends. Now back to the show. Oh, that's amazing, amazing, amazing. And what I love about this, Leslie, is that I've gotten the blessing of getting to talk to people around the world who some people believe in Mohammed, some people believe in Buddha, and I believe that there's a way in which it's all truth, right? Like all different religions have semblances of truth, and spirituality is the foundation for it all. Um, but those who are Buddhists might see the Buddha when they cross over, and people can see different figures. But the angels constantly come into sessions, and you went through the angel Reiki school, so you might see this too. They constantly come into my sessions and use things that people would be
Oh,
comfortable with, because so long as you are comfortable in your energy, spirit can open you and take you deeper into what it is that they need to know, the message, the lesson for their life at that point. The other thing that I thought that was just so interesting about this dream, because it wasn't a dream, but this happened in real life. I was getting a massage before I even stepped into my power as a healer, before my dad passed. It was a couple of years before, maybe even 2 or 3 years before my dad died. In this massage, you just go to expect relaxation, and it's just you're
yeah.
gonna leave feeling better, and I was a new mom, and it was just like, "Okay, this is gonna be great." I felt like I was transported to a completely different dimension, because I couldn't even feel the table underneath me. I just felt this profound love. And I know that we feel love here, but if you could magnify the love that you have for the closest person that you are connected to on earth, or the pet that you love the most on this earth, amplify that love that you feel with them times infinity. And
Um,
it just felt like I just started to cry when I was getting this massage, because it was so overwhelming and so palpable. And even back then, I would always talk to my angels. My great grandma used to teach me that. She lived to 105. Side story. They were from Glens Falls in Albany, New York. And I always used to joke with people when we would go out to visit, because one had the brightest, pinkest house you've ever seen, and one had the ugliest, greenest house you've ever seen. And I was like, well, all you have to do is know the pink house and the green house, and you can find them. But we would go over when I was 7, 8, 10, 12, to my great grandma's house, and she would ask me, and this isn't a story that I've told here. She would ask me if I connect with my angels. She would ask me if I connected with my guardian angel. She'd ask me if I knew my guardian angel's name, and I'd say, "Well, I don't know how to find their name." And so she'd teach me how. Um, but it was really, really interesting, because going back to the massage, when I was in that state, it wasn't like being in heaven on the other side when we go into a session and you connect with people's loved ones, and they're there in a physicalness where they can enjoy everything that we do on earth, but just in heaven. It was the place where all things were one. And it
mm,
was just the best feeling, the best experience, the highest degree of love I have ever felt.
mm,
So I feel this, I'm experiencing it, I'm talking to my angels in it, and I'm like, what is this? And
mm,
this, they say, this is oneness. This is what this is. This is all that is. And then my egoic mind comes in, and I start to talk to the massage therapist, and I'm like, what are you doing to me?
happening.
What is happening? And she's like, "Oh, I'm doing this energy healing that I learned. It's called
Sure.
healing touch. I'm doing that on you right now." And I was like, oh my God, I just had this experience. But as soon as I started to talk to her, I came out of that space. But the best that I can do is the oneness meditation. It's the third episode of this podcast that I teach everybody, and I teach all my healers how to do that. Um, that gets you into the highest vibration that is. But even when we cross, and I've talked to not past life experts, near death experts, there are a lot of people who report that energy. Did you feel that in your dream when you were on the other side, like a different palpable energy?
Somewhere completely different. I'm in another realm, and it's just um a sanctuary of peace. It's just I can't explain it. It was just happiness and joy, and but like you said, 100,000 times over. It was a great feeling. It was a really
Yeah,
great feeling. And it's funny, we always wonder, what they're going through or not, but man, what an experience. What a gift. I
yeah.
mean,
So I want to teach you and the listeners something. Because there is no time, you can actually go back to experience like I had with my massage, or that you had with the dream, or anybody who's had something similar. You can go back into it by getting into oneness and then reliving it, and then explore different pieces and asking yourself different questions. So you can go back into the dream like that and ask yourself, what does it feel like? And explore different elements. Because you were there once, you can get back there again, and you can see all these different intricate pieces that you haven't seen before.
oh, that's awesome. I'm going to do that
Yeah.
definitely. Because you're
Yeah.
right. There's probably so much that I missed. There's so many messages in the messages that he was sending me.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's a great idea. I'm going to do that.
Yay! Yay! Yeah, I'm a huge Disney fan, and I'm on these like Disney Facebook groups. And somebody just posted that this morning, like these different things that they hadn't noticed. I am not. I haven't been this many times, but this person was like, "We live right near Disney, so we've been 1,500 times, and I am still seeing things that I missed." And I was like, "That's incredible! Like that is just so magical." But that's what you can do with visitation dreams, just cool mystical experiences that you've had, is get into oneness, go back into it, and you'll find different things time and time again, almost like watching a movie that you love. Again and again, you find something new like every time.
Yeah, it is. And I often wonder because, my mother's dealing with stage 4 stomach cancer, and,
Mm,
and she's back on chemo. And I wonder if, yes, he gave me this gift, but it was more so a gift to really help my
mm,
mom. And because I've really been able to take this and share this with her and be like, no, because there's fear and anxiety on her end. And so, this gift wasn't just for me. I think it was meant for a lot of other people that are dealing with end of life or their loved one is. So,
mhm.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Amazing. Friends, I'm pausing for 30 seconds because I love, love, love connecting with you, and I want to connect with you more. Got a question? Let me answer it for you on the podcast. The link to submit your questions is in the show notes. Also, we need your angel stories. Share your angel stories at theangelmedium.com/contact. And last but not least, leave a 5-star review and you could win a free 20-minute session. Last year, I did 56 free readings for review winners. All links are in the show notes. Thank you for listening. Now, back to the show. Leslie, do you have any other angel stories to share?
Oh my gosh. Gosh, I have so many. I was like, I keep writing them down and writing them down because he just keeps coming through in so many different ways. It's amazing. Let me think. I have them all written down here. Oh man. Um, this one is a really interesting one that I
Oh.
had. Yeah, this was another one that I was dreaming, and I was very close to my grandfather, and he had passed, And in my dream, I kind of entered, I want to say it was a spaceship, but it wasn't really. It was just a kind of resembled a spaceship. And I wasn't apprehensive. I wasn't scared. And we started to take off. And then as we're taking off, the ship kind of fades away and it just becomes black, like in the sky. I'm not afraid though. I start to kind of free fall again. I'm not afraid though. I'm like, "Oh, this is amazing. Like I'm flying. This is really great." And and then I hear in my head, "Forget the fears and the beliefs of the earthly world." And I'm flying in this pitch black, but I'm fine. I'm happy. I land in this cul-de-sac of all places. Like you're like, what the heck is going on? And I'm standing and watching this serene, green, peaceful street. People are mowing their grass. But there's no fear. I feel like the anxiety has left me, the fear has left me, and I'm just like taking this all in, like, wow, this is really peaceful. This is wonderful. And I just feel complete happiness. And then like a light switch, I'm standing in the coffee shop and my grandfather's standing in front of me. He's sitting in front of me with a friend, and I see my grandmother behind him who had passed, and she's standing at this countertop. And my grandpa, he used to have this chuckle. Ho, 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 ho. That's how he'd always laugh and chuckle. And he starts laughing, and he turns to his friend and says, I told you she'd be here. I told you she'd come. And I just said, oh, Grandpa, I've missed you so much. And, he's still chuckling with his friend and says, I just knew that she'd show up when I asked her to come. And then all of a sudden I'm watching him, and he almost like he's looking past my left shoulder. And he said, okay, I understand. I understand it's time for her to go back. And then I just wake up and and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's given me this gift of, what it's like on the other side. And it's beautiful and it's awesome.
It's amazing. Yeah, I was just talking to Elle about dreams last night before we were going to bed. Because I've had different types of dreams. I've had visitation dreams. I have dreams where angels bring through messages, or loved ones bring through messages. And I was telling her, you might not remember Grandpa Harris, my dad, because she didn't really spend a lot of time with him here. But I said, you did know Grandma Donna very well, my grandma. And I said, I'm sure she comes to you in dreams. And if you ask her to, she will. But I was also teaching her how your dreams can use different things in your life to symbolize different stuff. And sometimes you just have bad dreams. I told her that are nightmares that don't mean anything whatsoever, and don't read into them and take on that fear because it's not meant for you. But no, I love that. I
You know
love
what's
how much
what's
he's connecting with you.
what's crazy about that is that the next day I called my sister and told her about my grandfather's dream. I said, Gina, it was the weirdest thing. I was like, almost like I was flying. And she's like, oh my God, but you remember Grandpa used to tell us all the time that he had dreams about flying, and that was his favorite dreams ever. And I was like, I forgot about that. She's like, yeah, even when he was passing, he would start murmuring that he was flying. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes so much sense now. So I thought that was really
Wow.
cool.
Oh my goodness. So cool, Leslie. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing your stories.
Yes. Well, thank you for letting me share them. They're just awesome. It's been
And
great.
yes, I know that you were at the in-person Angel Reiki school that we did in June of 2024. Tell everybody about that, because there's just such a palpable energy that I almost have a hard time describing sometimes.
You know, I have never, I'm 51. I've never been in a room with 20 other women and felt so much love and support and non-judgment. And we all are in the same place in the spiritual awakening. And there's no fear because everybody's there to practice and to learn and to gain all the knowledge they can. And so there's no judgment at all. And it was such a wonderful experience. It truly was a life changer for me. Gosh, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm just thinking about it was just really fantastic. I walked away, I walked into it with I thought I have I have some gifts. There's I don't know what I can do with them, but let's try it. And then I walked away thinking, oh my gosh, like I can do this. Like I walked away with the confidence that I didn't walk in with,
Yeah.
and that was amazing. That was amazing.
Mm.
It was a fabulous weekend. Thank you so much. I loved every moment of it. Uh,
Yay! Oh my gosh. Thank you, Leslie. I so appreciate you and you coming on and sharing your stories.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm sure I'll see you again.
If this podcast aligns with you and you feel called to work with me, thank you. Your support keeps this Angel podcast alive. Here are 3 ways to work with me. Book a session with me to hear directly from your angels and loved ones. Or my angel membership helps you connect with your angels, embrace your purpose, and build unshakable confidence. Like learning to read or ride a bike, you're going to gain skills that last forever, knowing who you are, why you're here, and direction that lasts a lifetime. Or my Angel Reiki School offers certification in mediumship, energy healing, and angel messaging while showing you how to master your gifts and start a successful spiritual business. Now, I want you to pause, tune in, connect with your angels, maybe take a deep breath and ask them, how can I serve as an earth angel today? What guidance do you have for me right now? How will you let me know you're near? And allow your angels to support you all day. Friends, I'll see you at the Angels and Awakening podcast here every Monday and Thursday. And thank you for listening. You're my angel.